Hi, everybody. Joe Cioffi here with Weather in 5. We're going to spend our time on some severe weather that is moving through parts of the area this evening. We have a severe thunderstorm watch for the western counties of New Jersey, except the northwest corner, also much of eastern and southeastern Pennsylvania. We also do have an additional severe thunderstorm watch that extends all the way south into eastern North Carolina. We're going to take a look here at what's going on the satellite loop. This is a northeastern visible view. The colors you see here, these are all lightning strikes that are being picked up by the satellite. Notice the clouds have really broken up ahead of this, so there's been some daytime heating, at least enough to take temperatures into the 70s along with some sunshine. Meanwhile, over Connecticut and Long Island and southeastern New England, it's still rather overcast, maybe some thin spots as you head south toward Long Island, possibly going into this evening. But the main threat is going to be west of New York City. If you draw a line down the Hudson Valley along the Hudson River and to just west of New York City and then just continue south and west of there, that's really where we're going to see the peak thunderstorm activity, which as of 4:15 p.m. Eastern Time, you see it expanding out into Pennsylvania, still to the west of I-81 at the moment. More of this is moving to the north at the moment than it is moving to the east. And when you see those yellow boxes, those are all severe thunderstorm warnings. The brownish boxes are special marine warnings. And those thunderstorms extend down into North Carolina. We even have a few strong thunderstorms going on in parts of south central North Carolina and into South Carolina. So all of this is just basically going to push to the east. Here's the latest HRRR radar. Now, I just want to show you here, we've got southerly winds ahead of this. So all of New England, Long Island, the coast of New Jersey, all getting into that marine flow. And as we know, marine air is a thunderstorm killer. That's why, while the showers will probably survive, the strong thunderstorms will likely weaken. So here's what it looks like by the time we get to 6 p.m. Some very strong storms moving through eastern Pennsylvania, just getting into western New Jersey at about 8 p.m. tonight. It's going to take a little longer to reach the coast. Some of that line still holding on as of 10 p.m. And then after that, we start to see those big cells disappear. Still some embedded thunderstorms there in the mix as we move through the midnight and early morning hours. But the really super strong cells that we're seeing showing up on the radar this evening, those are going to weaken. Now, the issue for Sunday, this is at 8 a.m. Sunday morning, still raining over southern New England down to Long Island. It's a fairly narrow band, so southeastern New England is out of it for the moment. West of New York City, it's all done with. But because this front is so slow moving, we would anticipate that any kind of clearing tomorrow, particularly east of New York City, is just not going to happen. And in fact, the HRRR is picking up on a developing wave off the New Jersey coast that may actually enhance some of the rain over central and eastern Long Island tomorrow morning before we get the low to move up into Connecticut. And then the front finally pushes far enough east after about 3 or 4 o'clock. Notice that it also pops up a few stray downpours in eastern Pennsylvania later in the afternoon tomorrow and later in the afternoon Sunday and into Sunday evening. So there might even be another shower or thunderstorm scattered about as cold, unstable air moves in. But finally, we'll see this front push away to the east, and then we could see some real improvement over the area on Monday with at least some sun, although it is going to be a chilly week ahead. We are not going to see a return to 80s again anytime soon. I'm just going to widen out here and we'll just take a look at what's going on this week. We have a blocky pattern that's setting up, and as a result, it's going to mean that the storm tracks are going to shift to the south. It's going to also mean a rather cold, unstable air mass pattern into the middle of next week. You see a lot of rain there in the southeast, across the Gulf states, even more coming later this week as a couple of waves move out to the east. There's some question about this particular wave at the end of next week. Maybe that winds up pushing further north and brings rain up the coast. Even though the GFS does have a tendency to want to squash this out to the east, the European is saying otherwise. But this is the ongoing battle we always have with models when it comes to these sorts of things, which we should have been dealing with in January and February, but instead we're dealing with it at the end of April and for the beginning of May. The Joe and Joe show will be back tomorrow night, possibly at 8:30 p.m. That's tentatively scheduled right now. Not sure whether we'll be able to do it or not, but we definitely will not be doing a Sunday morning show. So just mark it down. If there's a show, it'll be tomorrow night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Stay safe. We'll see you later.